Now that you know, let's get started. See the Lowe's Pro Desk or lowesforpros.com for more details.
Hey Tish, this email about Honey Baked Ham giving our listeners $20 off of a 9-pound ham just for mentioning WOCA, is this right?
Yes, while supplies last, our listeners can save $20 off of a 9-pound or larger ham. All they have to do is tell them that they heard about it on WOCA.
Okay, call Honey Baked Ham today, 861-0011, or stop by 2709 Southwest 27th Avenue, right there behind Best Buy. Tell them you heard about the special on WOCA and save $20. But hurry in, this is a limited time offer.
Come to the 5th Annual Habitat for Humanity Strawberry Festival on March 3rd, 2018 at the McPherson Government Complex. The festival goal is not only to have vendors, food, a car show, a kids zone, wag, wiggle, and walk, live entertainment on the main stage, a down-home pie-eating contest, and all things strawberry, but to also raise funds to build a habitat home for a family in our community. Check out their website, habitatocala.org, and follow the link. The Habitat for Humanity Strawberry Festival is March 3rd from 8 to 6 p.m. Come early and enjoy the day.
Now, this week, you should come experience the Camellia Show Spectacular at Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens. And best of all, you can buy camellias for a history-making low price. Yes, Bob has entry-level camellias ready for planting, starting at just $9.99. Of course, larger sizes are available. You won't have to worry about the cold this winter or for years to come because these camellias thrive on cold weather. Come check them out this week at the Camellia Show Spectacular or go to bobwinescamelliagardens.net and see this week's money-saving deals like frost-proof gardenias as low as $8.99, and of course those ever-blooming red ruffle azaleas still priced at just $3.99. Half-price tree sale too. Buy one, get a second one for half price at Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens, Southeast 38th Street, Ocala. Daily till 4, Saturdays till 2. Homegrown, locally owned, in the same blooming place since 1952.
Hello, may I speak to Ron DeMott, please?
Speaking.
Ron, this is Larry Whitler at WOCA, and your name was picked to win 2 tickets to the Daytona 500 this Sunday.
That is cool.
Yay! Congratulations!
The tickets are valued at $190 a piece, and you've got 2 of them. Congratulations, Ron.
Congratulations!
Thank you. I appreciate it.
In racing, there is no greater feeling. There is no greater history. There is no greater tradition than the Daytona 500. And this February 18th, there is no greater place to be as the Great American Race celebrates its 60th running. Last year sold out, so there is no greater time than now to guarantee your seats. Join us for the history-making 60th running of the Daytona 500. Sunday, February 18th. Guarantee your seats at 1-800-PIT-SHOP or Daytona500.com.
All right, 25 minutes before 8 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. 60 degrees here at the studios. I think it's probably still foggy out there. I can't really tell from my window here, but it probably is. I don't think it burned off yet. It was pretty foggy. It was very foggy on my way in. Robin said it was foggy on her way in as well. All right, phone lines are open. The story that we hated to hear yesterday, Valentine's Day, Ash Wednesday, out of Parkland, Florida, which if you had asked me before today, where is Parkland, Florida, I would have said, I don't know, but it's down near Fort Lauderdale, 45 miles north of Miami is what it says here. An American nightmare unfolded yesterday afternoon at a South Florida high school after police say an expelled teenager returned to campus and opened fire with an assault rifle, killing 17 and wounding 15 more in the worst school shooting in Florida history. Just before dismissal at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, thousands of students were puzzled at the sound of a fire alarm. So he made them sitting ducks, Robin. He set off the fire alarm. He had a gas mask. He set off some smoke bombs or something.
Oh, my God.
As teachers and students fled through the hallways and hid under desks, he opened fire, leaving a trail of bodies in stunned confusion.
God.
The Broward Sheriff's Office says 19-year-old Nicholas Cruz walked the halls of the high school wielding an AR-15 and equipped with multiple magazines. U.S. Senator Bill Nelson of here, Florida, of course, told reporters that Cruz pulled a fire alarm and then, wearing a gas mask, began tossing smoke bombs and shooting people as they ran through the haze.
God.
I want to tell you one heroic story. It's the coach who died. There was a football coach at that school. He shielded some of the kids and is no longer with us. A beloved football coach, I'm reading now from MSN.com, a beloved football coach who witnesses say shielded students as a gunman opened fire inside the school yesterday, is the first of 17 fatalities to be identified. Actually, he was the first, but they have identified others. I don't have that list in front of me. Anyway, the high school football team's Twitter account confirmed Aaron Feist's death early this morning. Here's what the tweet says. It is with great sadness that our football family has learned about the death of Aaron Feist. He was our assistant football coach and security guard. He selflessly shielded students from the shooter when he was shot. He died a hero, and he will forever be in our hearts and our memories. Willis May, the high school's head football coach, told the South Florida Sun-Sentinel that Feist's family was notified of his passing around midnight last night. So, prayers for everybody down there. Oh my gosh. And I want to talk a little bit about some of the things that should be done and could be done. I don't know what could be done to stop it, period. But maybe to make it a little easier. Even a story this morning out of Gainesville. Apparently there's a company up there that makes bulletproof shields, and they make one small enough that fits in a backpack. They don't normally have like a storefront there. Mm-hmm. They have, however, offered to sell them if you want one. I don't know, but it'd be better than nothing. If you tell your child, look, if anything happens, there's a bulletproof shield in your backpack. Just hold your backpack in front of you and get between yourself and whoever is shooter. This sad picture of a mom with the cross on her forehead from the ashes yesterday. She obviously had gone to church that morning, and it's probably
her child died.
No, her child did not die. That woman's child did not die, and she's probably thanking God for that at that moment, right? That's her child in the picture.
Oh.
All right, I want to talk about this. I don't pretend to have any answers. I have some ideas. If you want to call in and express your ideas, the thoughts about this, you can. The number is 622-9622.
It's about the people. It's not about the guns or the everything else. It's about the people. I mean, how could somebody close to him not see it?
They did see it. In his case, they did see it. In his case, they say he was definitely a time bomb, a time bomb. But you cannot stop, because many of them, you hear the stories after the fact, many of them, oh my gosh, he was the nicest guy, he was quiet, he kept to himself, well, whatever. But one of the stories that came out this morning that I really think deserves a little bit of criticism is the fact that your tax dollars are available to fortify our schools with different resource officers, to put more people on staff. We talk about giving guns to the teachers. That's a stupid idea. I know you disagree with me. But the thing is, you get some resource officers. That's what they're trained to do.
Yeah.
That's what they're there for.
Exactly.
There are ways to put metal detectors at the entrances. There are ways to detect that somebody who perhaps is up to no good is on the school grounds. And there's a story that's in USA Today that says Florida lawmakers have repeatedly denied requests from schools for more safety features because of the money.
Oh, geez.
Because of the money. We have a Florida lottery that was supposed to fortify the money, but no, it replaced the money, which means we ended up with the same amount we had in the first place.
Exactly.
We have all this talk about casinos. Everybody wants to be rich, and nobody wants to do anything to protect the children. I'm not saying it would solve every one of the problems, but if you had some way to know in advance that there was somebody on the school grounds who is going to be up to no good, even if it was just a fence around the property with a guard with a dog that can sniff out these things.
Yes.
Every single hour that school is open.
Exactly.
There are so many ideas we could be using, but the bottom line is you're not going to get somebody or a trained dog for free. You're not going to get this stuff for free. You're not going to get volunteers.
No. You have to pay for it, and we need the money to protect our children, and look at all the money that's wasted on other things throughout the state.
Lawmakers each year earmark millions of dollars specifically for school safety and security. For 7 consecutive years, 67 school districts in the state of Florida have shared a $64.4 million pot of money. These safe school dollars are used on school resource officers, after-school programs, and more. Most of this money pays for school resource officers. That's more than 83% of Safe Schools funding. School districts spent $53.3 million on officers in 2015 and 2016. Where Safe Schools money goes, school resource officers get 84.39% of it. After-school programs get 0.68% of it. Disciplinary correction, I don't know where the cost comes for that, but it's 6.77% of that money. Security enhancements is 6.08%. That would be your hardware. That would be your metal detectors, etc.
Mm-hmm.
That's just not enough. Anyway, 0.10% is for alternative school programs. 1.65% goes to suicide prevention. 0.01% goes to bullying intervention. And detention dogs. Here's the thing: 0.04%.
My God. My God.
I don't know. The people who know more about this than me are saying these things. Why isn't somebody listening to these things?
Exactly.
And this is not because of yesterday. This was in the news like the beginning of the budget session.
Mm-hmm.
This was in the news the beginning of the budget session.
Yeah.
What, a couple of weeks ago is when that started?
Yeah.
All right. Hey, if you want to be on the phone, you got to let me answer it. You keep hanging up. All right. The phone line is open, 622-9622. Every time I click it, they go away.
Yeah.
Got to give me a chance to take a breath, would you?
Exactly. Gee.
Sorry. I'm just in a mood today. There's another article about the AR-15 apparently being singled out. A Las Vegas concert, the guy used an AR-15. At the Orlando nightclub, that guy used an AR-15. At the elementary school in Newtown, Connecticut, that was an AR-15. A Texas church, that shooter used an AR-15. This story yesterday, the shooter used an AR-15.
Mm-hmm.
Don't ask me, I don't know anything about guns, but I'm just telling you what's in the news. AR-15 style rifles have increasingly appeared in American mass shootings, including the one yesterday. Okay, I don't need to read that, but the National Rifle Association has called the AR-15 the most popular rifle in America, estimates that Americans own more than 8 million of them, and you know where the article is probably going. I think there are other solutions to this.
Yeah.
Good morning. Thank you for calling. You're on the air.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning. Maybe you want to call up Jerry and
yeah. Everybody's got. I know.
Oh yeah, everybody.
What an AR-15 is.
Yeah. Well, okay.
Oh,
thank
gee,
you.
we know what they are.
Thank you. It's a gun.
We know what they are.
Good morning. You're on the air. You gotta have an empty phone line. You can't be having all that noise. Good morning. Oh, forget it.
Yeah.
See you later.
Exactly. No, we know what an AR-15 is.
You know why?
Gee.
I am not telling you any conclusion about the gun. I am just telling you what's in the news.
Yeah.
I've seen pictures. What else do I need to know? The gun shoots. It shoots a lot of bullets and it kills people.
That's right.
What else do I need to know? What I need to know is how can I prevent somebody from getting onto the school grounds with that or any other weapon, whether it's a flamethrower or a slingshot.
Exactly.
I need to know, how do we stop that? How do we stop somebody from getting onto the school grounds, period?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
It's not going to stop everything, but if we could put something in place to stop some of them. Good morning, you're on the air. You know your phone isn't working. You got to get a phone that works, because that's not working. Good morning, you're on the air.
Morning, guys.
Hey, Hugh.
Okay, I know it's a serious morning here, and that an idea that kind of crossed my mind a little bit is to have like once the students are in the building in their classes, have a lockdown, have the doors fortified and locked, and alarm systems on it, and have maybe security officers around too, so nobody can come in the building during school time. And if somebody would try to break through the door, an alarm would go off, and then the security guard could go to wherever that situation was. But I'm talking like a lockdown situation.
Yeah, I think they do have that in place.
That sounds like a good idea.
Yeah. All right, thank you. Appreciate the call. Yeah, if we could stop them from getting on the property in the first place. Mm-hmm. Good morning, you're on the air.
Well, this guy figured out how to get on the property, pull the alarm so everybody runs out, where otherwise the teachers could have ran and locked the doors like they probably taught in training.
Absolutely.
The other thing I heard, and I don't know how true it is, I read it this morning, that 6 months ago he went on a site that asked what you want to do in your life. He said he wanted to be a professional school shooter. Now that was on like NBC or CBS this morning on like a news feed. And I couldn't believe, that somebody didn't pick that up 6 months ago.
Exactly.
As a cry-out call.
There's always, right. No, I don't disagree.
And then I read that in a reputable site. It wasn't like something I've seen on Facebook, I mean, I don't know the way sometimes news is considered fake, but it was on a feed like on AOL this morning. And the other thing is, he was an adopted child, and thank God, I mean, his poor mother, adopted mother, didn't have to see what he did, because she passed like 3 months ago.
Yeah, all those things are true, and yet none of them tell us anything about who the next person is going to be.
No.
No, because, and then this morning I'm thinking, okay, now everybody knows they can pull the fire alarm and everybody will run out the door. So now nobody will run out the door when there's a fire alarm and they're all it's going to be a true fire, so, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah, thank you, Linda. I appreciate the call. Look, we do this every single time. We say, here's the gun. This must be the problem. We say, here's his background. This must be the problem. We say, it's a male. That must be the problem because it's a male. We have all these ideas that whatever is the descriptive word for the shooter applies, and therefore we should do something about everybody who is male, everybody who has an AR-15, everybody who has a mother who passed away in the last 2 months. You just have to say to yourself, the real truth is this, and if it's your children in that school, you know damn well this is what you're going to do. You're going to say to that school, I don't know what you have to do, but whatever you have to do, we have to get the money to do it.
Exactly.
To make sure, these schools don't get entered by anybody who shouldn't be on that property. That's what you should be saying. Because guess what? The next guy may not fit that profile. Mm-hmm. The next guy may not be a male. Mm-hmm. We haven't had any females as far as I know yet, thank God. Mm-hmm. But the point is, you cannot use religion, you cannot use race, you cannot use property or wealth or poverty. You can't say any of those things give you a clue who the next guy is going to be. I agree with what Linda is implying, that somebody should have done something 2 months ago. But what would have happened? He would have gone to therapy, know?
Exactly.
And maybe that would have helped him. And maybe they would have seen progress. And these guys, they want to get paid, so they're going to show progress on paper. Mm-hmm. They're going to say, oh, he's much better this week than he was last week.
Yeah.
Because otherwise they won't get a paycheck. Okay, well, these guys may be helped. Good. Help them. Help them out. Help somebody who publicly announces that he wants to be a professional school shooter. Yeah, get him help before he is a school shooter. Maybe introduce him to something that would change his life. We got professionals out there. That's what they study. Mm-hmm. I'm not a psychologist, but I'm sure psychologists have some idea of what could happen, what could be done. And if you're a Scientologist, don't call and tell me psychology doesn't work. Don't call and tell me that.
Yeah.
You got your ways of doing things. If you got an idea, then you fix it. Mm-hmm. Don't sit there asking for money all the time. No solutions to anything. The solution is we don't know what to do about the people who are going to do these things. But we do know what to do. We do know what to do about fortifying the building. If I was wrong about this, then explain why the White House is almost impenetrable.
That's right.
If they can make the White House impenetrable, we can make every school impenetrable.
That's right. Exactly.
There is no excuse for us not taking some of that money that these elected officials will spend on the willy-nilly stupid stuff and start applying it to the things that really make a difference for us. 17 children, 16 children, and a coach are dead. There are things we can do. There are people who've thought about this more than I ever have. I don't want to think about this. I don't want to do a radio show like this. I don't want you to have to listen to a radio show like this. But how do you do a radio show as an entertainment thing, which is what you and I usually try to do, Robert? How do you do that when you wake up to news that 17 children are dead? 16 and a coach.
Yeah.
How do you do this? I mean, I'm a human being. I'm an American. You have a right to a weapon. I am not saying anything about that. If you want me to invite somebody in who's an expert on guns, well, okay, we'll talk about guns all day long. You talk about guns. You can put a can of gasoline and do something.
Exactly.
It's not the weapon. I'm just telling you what the news says about that particular weapon. What I'm telling you is you got to have a way to stop people from doing harm, from having access to our most precious commodities, our children.
Exactly.
How is it possible? How is it possible that we don't see this? How is it possible that we protect somebody who was elected into an office that pays $100,000 a year? How is it possible that we consider those people VIP, very important people? How is it possible that they get the VIP title and a child who's done nothing wrong isn't very important? How is that possible? A child is the most important person.
Exactly.
I was in New York with you on Thanksgiving. What did we see that protected the people? We saw this amazing display of police force. We saw there was no way anybody with any ill intent was going to do a whole lot of harm. If somebody had broken through those garbage trucks, those guys with those rifles would have taken them out.
Yeah.
If somebody walked anywhere near that area with gunpowder, anything, those dogs would have sniffed it out.
Yeah.
Those dogs would have got it. And they do. You just don't hear the news. Because you don't hear news when the police are successful.
No.
Good morning, you're on the air.
Yeah, good morning. To switch to another topic, you wanted to know the difference between a constitutional amendment and a law. They both...
This guy's coming on later on. He's coming on later on, Jim.
Yeah, he's coming on later.
Okay, all right.
We'd love for you to call in. Just what time is he coming on?
10:35.
Yeah, there you go, Jim.
Okay, all right, I'll hang on.
Appreciate the call, but I all right. This is it. The flags in this state will be lowered to half staff according to an order by the governor until Monday. The school where this happened will be closed today and tomorrow. Can you imagine going back to school Monday? What's it going to be like for those kids?
It's going to be a morgue. Nobody's going to be saying anything. They're just going to be going through the motions.
What can you do? You know what you can do? You can donate blood. I know that sounds like a sales pitch, but they apparently used a lot of blood yesterday to help out the people who were still living. And that depleted the blood supply down there. When Galen comes on in about 5 minutes, we will ask him to give us an update on that. Good morning, you're on the air.
Yeah, good morning, Larry. Listen, this thing, we're under the curse of God, the hand of God. We're under the curse of God because you know why? It's everyone, including me, is turning your back on our King, our Savior, Jesus Christ. We're under His curse until we repent. All of us, including me, get down, repent on you, and change your damn ways. You're turning something that's evil into good. We're heading to hell. It's just going to get worse and worse and worse. It's going to turn into total hell until the people get down with repent and change their ways and stand for the laws and statutes and orders of the Lord that give us in the Bible. Until we turn back, it's just going to get worse. Repent, America. Change your ways and go back. In Jesus' name.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. I don't disagree with that. It's a hard sell, though, to a 17-year-old, 19-year-old in this case.
Yeah.
Good morning. You're on the air.
Hey, Larry. Everybody's kind of worked up, understandably, and I thank you you and Robin for trying to tackle it, because I don't really think it's, and I mean this respectfully, Larry, I don't really think it's in your personal nature, and Robin's either, really, to have to deal with such trauma. I think you guys are just not wired actually to handle stuff like that, and I mean that in a good way. I mean that's. I do want to say, if Americans don't need M16, they don't need AR-15, and I just want to get this off my chest. After having carried one, everybody says, "Oh, salute the troops, thank you for your service," and then when you hear a veteran speak something that they don't like, well, he doesn't match the mantra. But the mantra is, no one needs an M16, AR-15s, or what do you want to call them, Bushmasters. They're different lengths of weapons. But it's all a high-caliber rifle, Larry. A rifle versus a pistol, just so I know that you know this, probably being the son of a policeman, it goes so much faster, Larry. The round goes so much quicker than it does so much damage. It's designed to kill people, not even animals. Animals are shot with long-distance rifles or shotguns. But a rifle's really just, the rifle in question is designed for human beings. So
here's my statement, Mark.
Yes. I just want to tie your father into this, Larry. Your father, the policeman, is represented, even though he's gone, he's still represented by people in uniform. His values of risking his life for not New York City, but for any American that was in New York City, is represented by a group, Larry, called the International Association of Chiefs of Police. Those people, over 10,000 of them, Larry, they represent law enforcement from sea to shining sea. They agree with what Mark Hankin's telling you. We don't need M16.
Well, I appreciate it. Hey, Mark.
Don't argue with me, Larry.
I'm not arguing with you. You're not letting me talk.
Oh, my God.
I'm not arguing with you. Holy mackerel. Holy mackerel. You listen to me for a second. You listen to me. I'm not arguing.
No, you got nothing.
Holy mackerel. You
got thoughts and prayers. We don't need thoughts and prayers. We need to get the guns.
Will you shut up for a second? Just shut up. All right, let me tell you something. You're not going to listen to me. I'm turning you off. Here's what I was going to say, you moron. This is what I was going to say. You have something to say. It sounds like a good thing to be said. You should say it to people who need to hear it. Go up to Congress. Go up to Tallahassee and say something. Don't tell me that holy mackerel, I'm agreeing with you. Holy mackerel, how is it possible? So you can be so smart and so stupid at the same time. We will be right back. This is WOCA Ocala.
Fox News Radio. I'm Lillian Wu. The suspect accused of this at a Florida high school has been booked on 17 counts of premeditated